There are a lot of activists within the gaming industry who aren't really focused on making high quality entertainment, but are worried about pushing a certain narrative in your face. And while we thought that Dustborn was one of the worst games to ever release and it had an all time peak player count of only 83, they've actually been topped by a game called Creature Kind that had approximately 5 people for its all time peak on Steam. That's about being an activist and debating monsters. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, not every single game can be for every single person, and I can completely understand that, but that does not mean that it is immune from criticism. Just because it's not a game for me doesn't mean I can't see this and go, yikes, this looks like a nightmare. And that is exactly what I'm going to do right now with Creature Kind, because when I heard about this, I thought there's no way it exists. This is definitely fake. It's a massive joke. And oh boy, it's not. Xbox is backing this game. It says, be kind, be clever, be radical. So, Valiant Games Creature Kind is actually highlighted under the ID at Xbox banner. It's a program that supports indie developers bringing their games to Xbox. So Valiant Game Studios, which is a Swedish developer, announced this partnership that basically connects them to Xbox through ID at Xbox. It's like a co-publishing deal with Aurora Punks for console releasing, and the game being published through this means that it can be promoted in the Xbox digital storefronts and at showcases like the Xbox Indie Showcase, meaning they got a lot of free press from Xbox, and this is the best that it could do for player counts. Now, of course, we don't have console numbers, but it's not looking good. So it says, I started making Creature Kind because I wanted to tell a different kind of story, one where kindness prevails and where changing the world means not only rolling up your sleeves, but also opening up your heart. In a world that sometimes feels too loud and too cynical, I hope Creature Kind offers a space to slow down and play with purpose. The game offers an optimistic outlook on activism, sustainability, and building a better future together, as well as provides you with a toolbox for how to approach people with which you disagree. Honestly, this game kind of seems like it is supposed to be targeted towards a younger audience, just judging by the whole kindness perspective and learning how to use your words. Like, you don't need to tell an adult how to use your words. It's just kind of like toxic positivity, the game. And again, if this is a game for you, that's totally cool. I don't want to play a game where I'm an activist and I'm debating monsters and trying to convince your opponents to join your side. Just sounds really freaking weird. My major problem is the narrative that's being pushed here. It's that you are supposed to be an activist. You are supposed to change the world with your kindness because you're a mentally strong person. This game clearly wasn't made for many people. And again, do not go and try to interact with these developers. Don't leave them any comments. They're an indie dev studio. This is the game that they wanted to create. But again, that does not mean that it is immune from criticism. And oh fucking boy, when I see cards that say brace against argument and you provide block to any activist, right? And you deal 30 HP to any opponent with a factual argument. Yeah, it seems that you weren't really focused on making something entertaining. Now, of course, you do have quite a diverse set of characters. You have a golem, you have a wolf, you have a woman in a wheelchair, you have a woman in a hijab, and so they're trying to represent everybody. But we all thought that Dustborn was pretty bad in its activism. It was a very clearly supposed to push a message in your face. And I would say a game where you're giving an activist +1 HP every turn does the same exact freaking thing. And this game is doing even worse than Dustborn. I mean, Dustborn had 5 players on right now, 83 all-time peak. This has 1 in-game right now and 5 all-time peak approximately 2 months ago, and we don't know like console numbers or anything, but this is a game that had Microsoft publishing behind it, Xbox publishing behind it. It should be, for all intents and purposes, doing significantly better than this, or at least you would assume, with that kind of power behind it. And right now they're getting kind of wrecked over on the discussion tab. Again, like, I don't recommend you take your time and you go and do this. Like, threads are getting locked down and everything. But there's a lot of people who are just saying, like, is this really a game that people wanted? Who was this game even made for? For the 14 weirdos who reviewed it? Made for weirdos by weirdos. And the developers did leave a response before they locked it. Now, of course, my opinion is that when you make a product and you're posting it on social media, you should not be like silencing people or locking down threads. It is a piece of content made for the public on public platforms. But they did respond with just like, hey, all, I'm going to lock this thread because the tone isn't constructive. If the game is not for you, that's okay. Just move on to games more up your alley. Have a great weekend, everyone. So it wasn't a rude response. It wasn't, you guys are all disgusting bigots, nothing like that. So I definitely do give them credit here. And I think credit is important to give it where it is due. But this is clearly a game made by activists for activists. And I know over on X, Smash JT had brought this up and made a bit of a thread on it, and people are roasting it here because it's supposed to be approachable to beginners, easy to learn. Activists contribute to the cause, and you're a group of brave activists, and people are just laughing out loud. Who is this audience even for? Activists don't buy video games. Wow, Smash, this tweet by you is gaining traction. Yeah, I mean, clearly more traction than the game itself is getting. Sorry. Are we taking bets on if it crashes and burns harder than Dustborn? I mean, it clearly has. Not surprised, but at the price it's being sold for, it might be something small. Haven't seen any marketing for it. Then again, I avoid ad like the plague. No, this is the word of the day, apparently. Not should they. Everyone knows it's BS now, so they might as well be honest about it. Completely non-binary. Let it burn. A wokety woke. Xbox needs to stop funding this evil crap. So yeah, right now it's not looking particularly good for them, judging by the fact that they don't really have an audience that's interested in it, and gamers are starting to kind of point and laugh at it on social media. I definitely will be keeping my eye on it, but I don't think that this is a game that is going to get like a major surge of players. I don't think that it's going to find some magical audience, and with Xbox behind it, you'd think that it would have already if it was going to be a major success. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.